Greetings, couch potatoes. Thanks for tuning back in to Let's Play The Witness. Alright guys, it is time to start this cave area, which I think is actually what people have been collectively referring to as the challenge area. I'm not 100% sure on that. I know that there is such a thing called the challenge area. I don't know if that's what this is, though. There could still be a shitload of stuff in this game that I haven't discovered yet. So who knows. I don't even know where to properly start this area from. I guess we should maybe, maybe go downstairs and kind of work our way up from there. I don't know, it's very difficult to know for sure. So I guess we'll just ride down here. I wanted to tell you guys a funny story. As far as the last video with the Windmill movie number 5, the funny thing about that is, at this point, I barely even remember recording that video because I'd been awake for like almost 24 hours, aside from like a short nap. And basically what happened was, I sat down starting that shipwreck puzzle, and, oh, this is the entrance I found the first way in. Okay, good. So we're kind of back at the beginning. And I was trying to figure out that puzzle, but this is before I had looked up any information about it. And I actually... I put the screen on the puzzle, and I just kind of like lounged out in my recliner, and I was just listening to the sounds, trying to figure out the pattern, and I ended up falling asleep. I just kind of passed out right there in my chair. And when I woke up, it had been long enough that my PS4 had automatically turned itself off, and I got a really bad cramp in my leg. Like, I don't know if that happens to anyone else. Maybe that's just a weird thing my body does, but occasionally when I sleep, I'll actually get a really bad cramp in my leg. It's like super painful right when you first wake up. Like the calf just kind of like tightens up and just hurts. And basically what I'm saying is that I got injured trying to play The Witness. The game actually broke me. So yeah, that was fun. Okay, so this appears to be a basic Tetris puzzle. Somewhat less basic because we actually have invisible, or a symmetry line to deal with, rather. Okay, so this is going to be a matter of combining the shapes. Let's see. Okay, let's start off with the counting trick. We've got 7 blocks down here, and 7 up there. So what we want are 14 blocks total, making some kind of shape. 3, 6, 12. 12 blocks in this column, so we really only need to add 2 blocks. Knowing what I know, we're gonna try something like this. Okay. It could be any other block, set of blocks along this path, that maybe we could just add one on each side, and that'll give us our total of 14. I'm not actually trying to form the shape in my head right now, I'm just trying to sneakily solve this puzzle using a quicker method. This would be way too easy, this probably isn't gonna work. Alright, last try here. Right, I guess I just got too lucky with that method before. It wasn't ever going to be that simple for this guy. Maybe we should start over here. This actually looks somewhat more simple. But yeah, I actually, from what I remember of that Windmill movie, I actually really enjoyed it. There's some concepts in there that I've thought about myself occasionally, and I don't want to sound like super pretentious or anything. I know a lot of it's like very Matrix-y, but specifically when it was talking about how like we don't really know anything about our experiences besides like what we interpret from our surroundings. Basically, we're at the mercy of our brains and what our brains tell us, and we can't ever know for sure if that stuff is the correct information or if it's something else altogether. And as far as like living in like the present, he was talking about how like we can't ever know the past, we can't ever know the future. We can think about those things, but we can't ever actually know them. And I actually disagree with that on some level, because if you think about it, and this is kind of kind of a weird thought, but it's something that I think about a lot, actually. You can't really experience anything in the present. And what I mean by that is that, like, when you see an object or hear something, you're not hearing that at the exact moment that that thing produces the light or the sound to be picked up on. Because we know from physics that, you know, light has speed and sound has speed. And it takes time for those sensations to reach you. And by the time that they do, and your brain receives it and interprets the signal and tells you that you're seeing or hearing that stuff, it may actually be different. It may be long gone. And that's true even on like a micro level, something that's right next to you. Even if you're touching something, there's still just like a very microscopic amount of time for that transfer of information to take place. So you can't ever really know for sure if what you're seeing and experiencing is true in the moment. And I don't know if that's like significant from like a philosophic perspective or anything, but it is interesting to think about, I think. That was really all I wanted to say as far as that stuff goes. Now I should probably start paying attention to these puzzles, because this one seems like it should be really simple, but it's actually beating my ass. I can't rotate the blocks at all. So okay, well that would be a solution, but we can't double back and complete it that way. So that sucks. What we might be able to do, if we go this way first, no, that's never gonna work. Maybe we could go like this and like that. And that probably would work if, again, we could get back to the exit, but we can't. So we've got to figure out just how to skew this to actually allow us to get back to the exit. Okay. I was definitely overthinking that one for a little while there. That's going to be a real problem if I keep doing that going forward. Okay, so then this one here is essentially the same shape. Different exit path. Break right there in the middle, which really complicates things. Oh boy, oh boy. So one of the previous solutions I was trying to use on this guy would probably work over here. The question is, or the problem is that now I don't really remember. Something like... maybe if we... not being able to traverse this spot right here really makes this one kind of crappy. That's not gonna do it. Maybe if we come all the way back here and go like that. Nope. Like that. Nope. Okay, so the problem that I experienced on that one was trying to replicate the same shape that I used on this one, which is not... I mean, that would be a viable solution if there was a way to do it, but it's not necessarily the only way to do it, so yeah. These Tetris puzzles, man. Ooh, they always seem to whoop my ass. Okay. Now this one should be... damn it. One extra block there. I was gonna say that actually seems like a relatively simple solution, but I was wrong. What if we... go... no. That almost works, but not exactly. By the way, I didn't even check before. Does it make me redo them? Okay, good. Hate that mechanic. Yay! Okay. One more variation on this. This must be important for some reason. I don't know. These are tricky. It's really interesting to me how these puzzles seem really basic at first glance because there's only two symbols, there's usually one break in the board, but they're really ingeniously designed to still fuck you up. Because they're just... And like you go for like the simple solution, and it seems like it should be easy, but then there's just that break is like perfectly placed. It's like the game knows exactly how you're gonna try to solve it the first time. And it's just like, nope, you don't get to do that. Sorry, son. Try again, bitch. And you're like, ah. And that's pretty much exactly how it goes. Okay, this one. This one. Let's examine some of my previous patterns. They all have different actual patterns, different ways of connecting the shapes. Maybe that's what this is trying to teach me right here. The fact that these things glow when you fail, I think indicates that these are meant to be tutorials, even though this is all stuff you've done before. It's just like a harder version of it. Actually, maybe we can use like a process of elimination here. If we look at like, okay, here we stacked them side by side. Here we stacked them, we moved one up, basically. Here we put them in the corner, like corner pocket of each other. This one is probably going to have a completely different pattern, so maybe we should try to avoid all the types of patterns that we've used so far. What else is left? Stacking them on top of each other. Kind of like... Oh, man! Oh, I bet you that's close. It's something like that. Damn. I really thought I was onto something there. I thought I was clever, using the previous solutions to factor out this one. That's got to be, like, something like that. It has to be. No, don't get too honed in on that, though. That's where you'll fuck yourself up. You start trying to solve it one way, convinced that's the right way, and it could be something completely different. Especially because it's the last panel. The game seems to follow that pattern a lot. It's like the very last panel in a row of these tutorials will be something that completely flips it on its head. And punish you for trying to do it like a specific way. In this case... Let's try... One extra block. This solution almost worked. It's just one extra block. It's almost the same. Wait a second. Does this have the same solution? No, because we can't get back up. I was gonna say, that's some shit if we could just draw the exact same line and trace it the exact same way. But no, it definitely doesn't work like that. Monkeys. Okay. In the end, that actually ended up being kind of the same solution as the previous one. Different line to trace, but we still nestled them together like lovers and just snuggling together in the corners. Okay, that's weird. Now, this doesn't actually seem to have done much of anything for me. I'm trying to figure out, is this teaching me anything new? Because it doesn't seem like there's any new concepts in here. Other than just like, hey, this is going to be really freaking hard, so strap in, asshole, because you're about to get your face rocked. I never did figure out that. I'm pretty sure this is an environmental puzzle. But I don't know the right way to do it. You gotta... Your circle has to be perfect. The starting circle. I don't know. Maybe this is just a red herring, too. You can kind of get a circle out of it to start. But it's not perfect. It's hard to make, like, a good path out of it, too. And normally you would get some kind of feedback, like if you don't have it lined up perfectly, but you're on the right track, they'll at least give you a couple sparkles to be like, yeah, man, you're onto something here. But that's not working now. So, okay, I guess we'll go back to this one. This is probably going to take a long-ass time. So... I mean, I really wish my counting method would work. I mean, maybe... Maybe if we try and reorient it... But it pretty much has to go long ways like this. Because it has to include all the shapes. There's nothing to cancel out or anything. So honestly, I'm not really sure what other patterns it could be. I mean, was my count off? 3, 4, and 7. 10, 14, right? It's 14 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This whole rectangle here is 12. And it has to include all the shapes. So it'll have to include all of these plus 2 extra blocks. Which you can really only get with the dual lines by just circling out one side. But I know none of those are the solution because it didn't work. What if we... That adds too many extra blocks. Of course, maybe it's a mistake to try to combine them. Maybe it's not one large shape. That's one too many blocks. What about this? Get up there, damn it. Yeah, I guess there's actually a lot of different combinations. If you don't combine all 4 shapes, there's actually a lot of things it could be. Oh, fuck. They're not even the same shape, though. That's the thing. We've got a 3 blocker, and then 2 4 blockers, but it's an L block, and then this little N-shaped guy here, so... That really makes it tricky. Huh. Okay. So, the trick with this one ended up being separating the shapes, obviously, into 2 different overall structures. And I started off by trying to combine these 2, and I found a solution that worked great for these 2, but it didn't work for this one. So I switched tacks and came up here and just started making shapes with these 2, and not even paying attention to the one at the bottom. And then it just kind of worked out. Once you solved the top one, the bottom one fell into place. So, yeah, my counting trick actually ended up not being super duper helpful in that one. And we're back to this shit. Really? This is almost the exact same puzzle type as the boards over here. And then there's just a bunch of individual ones. Oh, hey, a recorder.
God bade me behold the sea, and I saw the ships sinking and the planks floating. Then the planks too were submerged. And God said to me, "Those who voyage are not saved." And he said to me, "Those who, instead of voyaging, cast themselves into the sea take a risk. And he said to me, those who voyage and take no risk shall perish. And he said to me, in taking the risk, there is a part of salvation. And the wave came and lifted those beneath it and overran the shore. And he said to me, the surface of the sea is a gleam that cannot be reached, and the bottom is a darkness impenetrable. And between the two are great fishes, which are to be feared. Nefari, circa 970. What?
I'm going to the store. Do you want a sandwich or something?
You've been standing there for like an hour.
I didn't want to interrupt.
And I don't like sandwiches. Have you ever seen me with a sandwich? Why would you think I want a sandwich?
What?
Sorry.
No, I need some sleep.
It's okay. We're all working hard.
I just want to read it right. We're going to be hearing this a lot of times. Every little thing matters because it gets so multiplied.
It's good. It's already good.
Thanks. Yeah. But we've kind of picked high goalposts. Every little bit matters. Oh, can you get me a coffee?
What the hell was all that about? So weird. Alright. This one sucks. In my head, I'm kind of like trying to reverse their positions here. Which seems like it would make for a good solution, except you can't go down this path right here, so it actually doesn't. Although, maybe... Nope. I was gonna say, it almost works if we could go like that, but it doesn't include the shape. Not a fan of these boards. They're hard. Fuck you. Fuck. Jesus Christ, guys, that one took a while. I don't know why, I just found that one extremely difficult compared to this previous one, which I got almost right away. Oh, Lord. And then this bastard. I have this really great solution in my head, and it doesn't work for any of them. Okay. It's alright, though. It's alright. We're gonna be alright. We're gonna get through this, guys, I promise. It's just gonna take a while. This is probably gonna be something like that? Does that work? No, that doesn't work. Does it work? That doesn't work. Does it work? That doesn't work. Yeah, okay. FML, guys. FML. Yay! Okay, that one went a little faster. I only had to cut out about, I don't know, 45 seconds there. Starting to get a little feel for the patterns here. Like the type of lines you need to trace for these. That's somewhat of a lie. This one looks super complicated. I'm hoping that once we solve it, it'll activate this panel here, and then that'll do something. I don't really know what the ultimate goal is here, other than obviously we're solving panels. But I don't really know why yet. Oh, let's see. This one... Does that... Did I do it already? Ah! Looked alright. Sort of. I think I flipped them in my head. But I think I might be kind of onto a solution with that. If we go that route instead, and then come down here and then back up. Ah, fuck you. Fuck that brake right there. That would totally work if it wasn't for that. Damn it. Actually, hold on. This one... No! The solution that I've been trying to use this whole time also doesn't work on this one. They know. They've got my number, guys. Damn it. Alright. Success. This actually did kind of utilize the solution that I've been trying the whole time. I just had to rethink the way I was drawing the damn line. Motherfucker. Oh, man, I was hoping this one would be something different. These little puzzles of this type are like, I don't know why. They're extremely difficult, and they're starting to break my brain. This is bad. I haven't even been playing all that long, but I'm starting to get that dull ache that just tells you you're losing it. Okay. Let's see. This one's gonna be probably something like coming over here. And then... maybe... no. Start off like that, come over... Fuck, this one's super complicated. That's a really crappy place to put those two barricades. That's so funny that I solved that just now. Obviously you guys can't see it because I cut it out, but I got so fed up with this one that I just, like, stopped. I literally just stopped playing the game and I just closed my eyes for like a minute and just kind of sat here just like, you know, kind of like meditating, wondering like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And then I opened my eyes back up again, tried it, first try. That was the first try after that you just saw right there. And much like these panels over yonder, it doesn't seem like they've actually done anything. Maybe something will happen once we solve all of these guys. I really don't know. I haven't quite figured out the whole thing about this area in general yet. There's got to be more to it. You can see different places. I don't even really remember all the places I can get to. I'm just going to take it sequentially. Try and, like, completely finish an area before we get to the ending. Or, before we, you know, like, move on to anywhere else, rather. And just hope that it works out. Look at this piece of shit. Look at this. So, okay, I hate these types of puzzles with the Tetris blocks that are broken up like this, because it's kind of hard to even tell. Like, I don't know how many spots apart they're supposed to be. I mean, this is a 5x5 board. I guess that they're supposed to be on the very end, so I guess they're separated by 3 blocks. So if you put them, like, on top of each other, it would be like that. Well, you wouldn't want to do it that way. It would be like that. And then you would want to come down and grab that. It's too many. And then you would come and finish it out like that. It's probably something like that for the solution. The problem is going to be circling all those and then getting back. Fuck. You can't close these off and get back to the bottom to circle off that bottom one right there. It's just one too many squares. And then even if you came back, you wouldn't be able to come over and circle off this side without blocking the exit. So you almost have to start that way and then do that. But how the fuck do you get to the other side? Assuming this is even the right solution, I have absolutely no faith that it is. Maybe if you make that the two that you block off, you could then come down here and grab those. That doesn't really work. Oh, God. Okay, so I just kind of logicked out that this was really the only way to do this with getting the right number of blocks and including all these shapes in the shape that I made, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't fully understand why this works. It's been so long since I did the part with these like separated Tetris blocks that I don't even really remember the rule that I learned from it. Maybe they don't have to line up on the board exactly the way they look in the block. Like maybe they don't have to be on the sides, because clearly that's the only way this makes sense. I mean, this little 1x3 guy has to be this section here in the middle. And then there's just, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the blocks on the outside. Both of these shapes in here look like they'd be on the far outside of the board, but at least one of them is not. So, yeah, I don't know. That might come back to bite me if I can't remember the specific rules with that. But, yeah, at least that's done. And then, oh boy, the return of the blue squares. It's been a while since I saw these guys, too. This one is probably going to be... Okay, we have to include the blue squares with whatever shape we make, right? I think we learned that. And they can cancel out, I think, any part of any shape. I don't think it has to follow the pattern that they're in. So even though they're like slanted diagonally on top of each other, I don't think that matters super much. So... if we made a shape like that... That doesn't include the 4 guy up there. Fuck. Okay, if we block off one L like that, and then, oh, I think this is it. No, it's not. Really? I was using one blue square to block off this dot right here, and then using another one to block off the lower left corner of the 4 blocker, so that, like, it would be 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. That seems pretty okay to me. Not sure why this game's beefing about it. Probably because that wouldn't include this shape down here. No, but it does, because you're including that. You're not drawing the shape, the actual canceled out shape. You're drawing the whole thing and then letting the blue square cancel it out after the fact. So that should totally still work, shouldn't it? Oh, fuck. It's been too long since I did this. No, you're not doing... You are drawing the canceled out shape. Aren't you? That's why it doesn't work. So in that case, we would actually want to include this whole L shape and then cancel out 2 from the 4 blocker like that. Damn it! I really thought that was gonna work. Oh, God, my life. Okay. So that doesn't work. You know what? I'm gonna end this video here, and I'm gonna go back and rewatch some of my old videos from the Tetris puzzle era, because quite frankly, guys, I need a refresher on this. That's the downside of doing an LP, is that a lot of the stuff isn't fresh in my mind because I played it so long ago at this point. So yeah, this is not going to be very doable until I go back and get a refresher on these rules. So that's what I'll do. When we'll come back, guys, I will hopefully have a solution in hands ready to go with this. And we'll keep going. It is my hope that we can finish out the rest of these puzzles. They look like they're going to be pretty tricky, but we should be able to get through them in one video and see what we can activate down here. That's my plan. Plans always change. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. That's what Mike Tyson says. So, don't hold me to it, but yeah. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. This is Dude Long Couch, playing The Witness, and I'm out. I'll see ya.